Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, aka Sauce here, and today I am bringing you guys another video. And if you are new around here, I upload NFL and mainly Atlanta Falcons content all the time. So make sure you subscribe if you're new and like this video if you enjoy. But anyways, as you can see by the title of the thumbnail, I will be going over my final 2025 NFL mock draft. I've done a 1.0 and that's it. So this is going to be my 2.0 and my final one. So let's jump right into it. With the first overall pick, I have Cam Ward. I mean, this is pretty simple. Cam Ward is the consensus number one overall pick. Do I think he's the best prospect? No, I do not. But he is the best quarterback in this draft class, and I have the Titans taking him at one. He's 6'2", 219 pounds. He is a serious-minded and a huge arm quarterback, great eye for coverage. And the Titans said they won't pass up a generational player, and they have since said that they think Cam Ward is generational. And in my first mock draft, I had them taking Abdul Carter because I think he is the best or second best player in this class behind Travis Hunter. And I think Abdul Carter is generational. And I don't think Cam Ward is generational, to be honest, but we'll see. He's going to go number one. This is a gimme pick, but that's who I have here. All right. And number two overall to the Browns, I have Travis Hunter. And Travis Hunter is an amazing player on offense and on defense. You'll see here in the highlights how he's going to go from offense and defense. It's just insane. He is elite at both sides. He's 6'0", 188 pounds, and NFL.com says his player comp is Darius Slay and Devonta Smith, which is interesting because they played together these past 2 seasons on the Eagles. Obviously, Darius Slay's gone now, but it's interesting that he's compared to two Eagles players, but I mean, you see it on the tape. He's the most athletic in the draft, uses his talent and his skill, and he is just an amazing player. And Cleveland does have 2 more years of Deshaun Watson, and they'll look that way next year after another tank, in my mind. They extended Myles Garrett, so they're not going to be taking Abdul Carter. They don't need two elite edge rushers. And they have Kenny Pickett, and I think they'll get another bridge quarterback. And they've since gotten Joe Flacco. Hopefully, they get Kirk Cousins. As a Falcons fan, I don't want Kirk Cousins on my team. But yeah, that's about it for Travis Hunter. He is amazing, and he's going to go number two overall. I think these first two are pretty much locked up. Let's go ahead. Third overall pick, we have Abdul Carter to the Giants. And Abdul Carter, he's 6'3", 252 pounds, and only 21 years old. He had 13 sacks and 43 hurries in 16 games in his junior year. He's amazing off the snap and is the first player to touch an offensive lineman. He always knows where to attack them and doesn't have any wasted steps. He has amazing pursuit. He's an athletic freak. But like I said, he's only 6'3", which is a little undersized for edge rushers. You'd like to see 6'5". But I mean, you can see in this tape, he is insane. And I think he's a generational player. Like I said, he's either first or second best when it comes to overall talent in this draft. And I have the Giants taking him at 3. And I don't have Shador here because they got Russell Wilson, and I don't think they're gonna. They have Russell Wilson, Tommy DeVito, and Jameis Winston. I don't think they're gonna get a fourth quarterback in this room. Obviously, he'd be there to develop. But I just don't think so, and I don't think Shador should be going this high. Anyways, so number 3, I do have Abdul Carter. And number 4, we have the Patriots. I have them taking. Let's go ahead and get this guy, Armand Membo, number 4 overall to the Patriots. And he is only 6'4", which is his biggest knock, but he is athletic to make up for it and has great balance and keeps rushers locked in. He has issues as a pull or dive blocker, but he is a talented prospect whose lack of NFL size will test teams' willingness to make exceptions to their standards. He plays with composed quickness and elite body control. He delivers a good pop on contact and has a range of sprints with blocks in space. And he is my favorite tackle in this draft hence him being the first tackle off the board. And you could take some guy like Will Campbell. You could take other guys like Kelvin Banks. but I think he is the best tackle. And I do think Patriots should go tackle here to protect their star quarterback in Drake May. And I maybe could have gone Tet here, but Tet has fallen in mock drafts recently. It seems like teams are less on him, and they also traded for Stephon Diggs. No, they signed Stephon Diggs, my bad. So I don't think they're going to go another wide receiver, even though they could use it. Next, number 5 overall, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I have them going ahead and taking Mason Graham right here. Defensive tackle out of Michigan. He is amazing. He plays like a Wolverine. He plays so low to the ground. He is undersized, but I think his ability to play so low to the ground is very good. He's a great interior pass rusher who can help the back end of the defense by getting the ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly. He is also a plus run defender to bolster the Jaguars' defensive line. He's great at driving the O-line back towards the quarterback. And there are some question marks um, Walker, the guy on the freaking first overall pick, Trayvon Walker. Jeez, I just blanked. Questions about him possibly being traded this offseason. So, of course, this guy isn't a edge rusher, but Mason Graham is on the D-line and will give them the juice if they end up trading away Trayvon Walker. Alrighty, number 6 overall, we have the Raiders, and I have the Raiders here taking Will Campbell. And Will Campbell is, in a lot of people's eyes, the number 1 offensive line prospect, but like I've said, he's number 2 for me. And the Raiders, of course, they just traded for Geno Smith, and I think they're definitely going to be trying to get that offensive line to help Geno Smith, and that'll also help the running game. They could go Genty here. I think it's a bit high for Genty, but this helps the pass game, helps the run game, as Will Campbell can do both. He's an athletic left tackle prospect who's durable and battle-tested and has elements of high risk, high reward to his game. Will Campbell is a great run blocker who can seal B gaps with forceful down blocks and displace base blocks with his strike and run technique. The only knock on him is that he does have short arms, which could be a problem in the NFL. But besides that, he is the perfect prospect. Oh my gosh, this was not playing the whole time. That's my bad. I guess you can't see Will Campbell do some blocks. Good thing it wasn't like Genty where that's like the best you can get. Best you can get highlight wise. But next we have the Jets, and I have them going ahead and taking Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan as well, just like Mason Graham. And here, Will Johnson, he is my favorite cornerback in this draft. He is the type of cornerback who can join the Jets roster and create significant impact. And he might not have the recovery speed to dominate in man coverage, but he has instincts and downhill stop and start agility to be an impact off-zone defender. And I just think he's going to be amazing. What is going on? It just canceled out of my mock draft. So I'm going to do this on the fly. Sorry. Anyways, I'll just keep talking about Will Campbell. I mean, not Will Johnson. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's my favorite cornerback in this draft ahead of Jahdae Barron. And I think that he is going to be great in this league. Put him next to Sauce, help that defense out. The defense was good last year until they fired Robert Saleh from head coach. And then they had the Falcons' now defensive coordinator step in to run the team. And then the defense just went downhill after that. But I think bringing in this guy will be very great. I think Will Johnson is going to help their defense, which they really do need. And he's going to be there next to Sauce, and he's going to get it done for them. And I really like this. And he is one of the guys I wish the Falcons would have taken, but he's just so good. He's not going to drop to 15. And that's why, obviously, I have them going here to a defense-needy team, and they're taking, do it one more time, Will Johnson. All right, next we have the Panthers. And the Panthers, I have them taking an offensive lineman, Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State. Let's go ahead and get these highlights on here for you. Will Johnson. What am I keep? Josh Simmons would go much higher in this mock draft if he wasn't rehabbing from a major knee injury. He was a consensus number one O-line prospect before he tore his ACL, but he's been rehabbing and he said it's been going great. He is phenomenal aside from that. And the Panthers here are banking on him being healthy. And when he was healthy, in 300 snaps, he only allowed one pressure. And Christian Darrisaw is his pro comp. And if Bryce Young is can continue to blossom, he is going to need this guy to give him some time to throw the ball. And it's going to help Chuba Hubbard next year get that amazing production again with their other running back they drafted. I can't think of his name right now. I'm going a million places at once, but out of Tennessee, their guy who tore his ACL again and is going to miss the first half of next year. And that's where I have Josh Simmons going at 8. All right, next we have Shedeur Sanders is going off the board here at number 9 to the Saints. Derek Carr hurt his shoulder and is going to be out for the first half of the year. And I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be the pick here. There's been some ruffling on X about possibly the Saints doing something interesting at pick 9, and then Deion Sanders retweeted it with the eyes emoji, hinting that it might be Shedeur. And I think this is where he goes. He gives the Saints a precision pocket passer with functional mobility. The passing offense needs a point guard with a high football IQ to stabilize the unit and get it to the right positions. And he fits the bill. And I think that he does have a long step back and aids defensive edge rushers, and that would be my biggest knock on him. But I think he's going to come into New Orleans with the swagger and put some into this team because they right now are kind of just mediocre, which, all right. And I hinted at this guy a little bit earlier, Ashton Jeanty, out of Boise State, running back. This guy is insane. Ashton Jeanty is amazing, and the running back position has been devalued over the years, but he is the exception. He is so good at the running back position. His pro player comp is LaDainian Tomlinson, and he is Pro Football Focus 6th ranked player in this upcoming draft. And I think the Bears don't have a pressing need at running back with DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson on the team. But I think with how good their passing offense is and adding a player like Jeanty to the Bears, I can definitely see it. And their offense is going to be disgusting if they draft Jeanty here at 10, which I do think that they will do. All right, and that leads us into the next player and the next team. We have the San Francisco 49ers, and I have them going ahead and taking Mykel Williams, edge out of Georgia. Mykel Williams has been a solid player for Georgia over the past 3 years. He was an All-American freshman. Then second year, he was All SEC second team, and third year he was again All SEC second team, leading Georgia in forced fumbles. And this past year he was playing through an ankle injury suffered in the season opener. Gregory Rousseau is his player comp, and he is an upside prospect with loads of talent. He simply needs more snaps and more time to fill out his frame. He's an explosive athlete who uses his exceptional length and keeps tackles and tight ends at the end of his punch. I think he's going to be very good for the 49ers if they do get Mykel Williams here. He has been very the Niners have been very, why will it not let me? There we go. It's finally drafted. Sorry. Mykel Williams is going to come into this Niners team who did lose a lot of key pieces on defense and tag team with Nick Bosa to get at the quarterback. And I think this is going to be a very good pick for the Niners, who are looking to bounce back, and I think they will. I think they're going to make a very solid playoff push, and I think Michael Williams helps them, and he is my second best edge rusher. Next, we have the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are definitely going to go ahead and go with the tackle in my mind. And the only question is which tackle, and I have them taking a guard, actually, a guard tackle combo in Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Tyler Booker has been phenomenal for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and he is definitely going to be going to the Cowboys to wreak havoc on the defensive lines he face. He has a quote from the combine that says, "I love football because of the brand of football that I play. I make guys not love football anymore," which is an insane quote. I love it. And Booker is the class's top true guard prospect with a size and strength and demeanor to transform an entire unit's identity because of his ability to anchor, finish, and deliver body blows. And the Cowboys signed Javonte Williams, but they still could go running back in the second, third, fourth round. But what was really the nail in the coffin was Zach Martin retiring. And because of that, I think Tyler Booker coming in to replace Zach Martin at guard is probably going to be what they should do. And that's what I have them doing here. And next we have the Miami Dolphins. And I have them taking, well, spoiler alert, what? Right there, another Alabama guy. But this time it is Jahad Campbell out of Alabama. He is a linebacker. What? No. I'll be back. All right, and I am back. It bugged out on me because that's great. But Jahad Campbell is going here at number 13 to the Dolphins. Linebacker out of Alabama. Let's go ahead and full screen this for you guys. But like I said, he's a linebacker, and he is very, very good. I was in between him and Jalen Walker for the best linebacker, but I'm a little Falcons fan, so I decided Jahad Campbell goes here, and Jalen Walker falls to I don't know who. Anyways, Jahad Campbell, in this past year, he was first team All SEC, led Alabama with 117 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, and 5 sacks, tied the team lead with 2 forced fumbles, and started all 13 games. And he has the build and traits of an Alabama linebacker, but he might need to upgrade in some areas. He doesn't play with early instincts or play recognition, and is inconsistent in challenging blockers and leveraging his run fits. He uses his speed and athleticism to help mitigate mistakes and get to the football at a relatively high rate. And that is going to be helping the Dolphins, who are probably going to lose Jalen Ramsey. And of course, that's the secondary, and this is the front seven. But I think getting a defensive guy here will help out the Dolphins a lot on defense. Hopefully, they can keep Tyreek Hill and keep competing. And yeah, next we have the Colts. This is probably one of the easiest picks. It's going to go ahead and be Tyler Warren. I mean, the freaking Colts are so meh on offense, and they need something to rile this team up. Get Anthony Richardson a short option. I mean, Anthony Richardson last season had the league leading amount of deep pass percentage throws. At 20% of his throws were a deep pass. It didn't specify what deep passes were, if it's 20 yards, 25, 30, 15. But this is going to help mitigate that, give him a check down option. And Tyler Warren has played wide receiver, running back, quarterback. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be a Taysom Hill type of guy, but he can be, because you're not going to use a first-round pick on Taysom Hill. But he is amazing. He won the nation's best tight end award this past year. He had 1,200 receiving yards, and he was breaking records in single-season Big Ten Conference and catches and receiving yards. He is the ideal fit for the Colts offense as an easy button ready to push when working underneath in the middle of the field. And he is He's really good. I can't wait to draft him in fantasy football, but that's besides the point. Next, we have, my Falcons. And I kind of spoiled it earlier, but I let
now
this
know that it's
guy
pronounced
slide
Jalon
2
Walker.
picks so
That
that the
one's on me.
Falcons can take Jalen Walker out of Georgia. He stays home. He is a linebacker slash edge rusher. He played 50-50 between the two positions, and the Falcons need linebacker help, and they definitely need edge help. So he is going to help both of those things. He can go. His career snap count is split between edge and linebacker, and his leadership is famous in the Georgia building. He is still working on to fine tune his instincts and efficiency as an off ball linebacker, but has taken the take on and closing burst to become a productive pro at that spot. And I love his defensive impact, and he is going to be a menace on the defensive side of the ball for the Falcons. And we need a cornerstone edge linebacker guy, and he is going to be perfect for us. I won't dwindle on this pick too much because I did last time. I had us taking Malachi Stark, safety, by the way. And we might be getting Jalen Ramsey. A report came out about an hour ago that Jalen Ramsey is definitely going to the Rams or the Falcons. This is by just some reporter, so it's definitely not definitely happening. But yeah, get Jalen Ramsey. Apparently, he had talks with Raheem Morris that he might be going to safety. So it'd be Jesse Bates and Raheem Morris. Yep, Jesse Bates and Raheem Morris in our secondary. Jalen Ramsey and Jesse Bates as our safeties. Anyways, next we have the Cardinals. And I have the Cardinals going ahead and taking this man right here, Jahdae Barron. Now, Jahdae Barron, he is blazing fast. He ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, and he has good size and strength to be a great nickel cornerback in this league. And the only knock on him is that he doesn't have a lot of reps in man coverage, though, and he'll need to work on that. But just looking at these highlights, he is amazing. His ability to see the play action, run, see the deep ball, get that pick right there, his speed to catch up to the ball, it's insane. And then, of course, he's a return threat with his blazing speed. Gets about 20 yards back right there. He's fired up. And that is that. He's my second favorite cornerback behind Will Johnson. And next, we have the Bengals. And the Bengals here are going to take a guy who I was thinking about giving to the Falcons, but it is Mike Green out of Marshall. Now, Mike Green, he's an interesting fellow because he goes to Marshall. He's in the Sun Belt Conference, which my college is in the Sun Belt. So I watch a lot of Sun Belt games. I've been to every game we've played. So I saw Mike Green play this past season in person, and he he is insane. He had such a good year this past season. He had 22 and a half sacks. He led the nation in sacks, but his thing is like he's not playing in a Power 4 conference. Would this just continue to happen against Power 4 conference teams, or is he a merchant of less talent? And that is the question. And in addition to that, he has off the field issues with his scandal of allegedly beating his girlfriend at Virginia, his time at Virginia, and then that led to him being dismissed from the team, and then he went to Marshall, and then he balled out. And for the Bengals, Sam Hubbard retired, and Trey Hendrickson is going to go to the Falcons. No, but he might be on the move. He probably will be since they paid Jamar and T. Higgins, and they probably will not have money for Trey Hendrickson. So here is a cheaper and good replacement for the two of them. And Mike Green, he's still an amazing guy. Maybe not guy, player. That's a better word. I don't think he's an amazing guy. I don't know. Allegation. Anyway, next, as you can see, we have Kelvin Banks for the Seahawks. I was thinking about going wide receiver here, but they do have Cooper Kupp and JSN, so I don't think Tet would go here. I mean, it would be insane. I mean, they had 3 great wide receivers with Lockett, JSN, DK this past season. So they could get Tet and have JSN, Tet, and Cup, but I think that's a little greedy with how the team is composed, and I think they could use an offensive line here. And Calvin Banks, tackle from Texas, he's a 3-year pro and has blocked many NFL players and is better at running and will have to work on his pass protection. And that's going to help K9 and Charbonnet a lot with his running protection. And like I just said, he has to work on his pass pro, but I think he will get that in due time. And why did it not draft Kelvin Banks? Okay. I thought it was going to freaking crash on me again. Freaking NFL mock draft database simulator. Freaking stupid. Anyways, next we have James Pierce Jr. Boom! Let me go ahead and find him. I'll get the highlights rolling, and then I'll go find these boys. Where? I guess you can't see my whole screen, but like this stuff is bugging out on me. This is insane. I don't. Oh, here he is. Boom! Wait. Boom! There we go. James Pierce, edge out of Tennessee. He's a slippery pass rusher with an explosive get off. And the Buccaneers do need some D-line juice, and he's going to come in and do that. He had 2 years of solid production, and he's playing in a Power 4 conference in the SEC, and he has, he's gone against like people like Tyler Booker, even though he's a guard. Like he's gone against NFL comp tackles, which is something that may put him over Mike Green, but Mike Green's production outweighs James Pierce's tenfold. But of course, Mike Green was going against non-Power 4 linemen for the most part. And James Pierce, as you see by the highlights, he is still very good. He's 6'5". He is built like an edge rusher, and he is going to be great. Problem is, there's always a problem with these edge rushers in this class behind Abdul Carter. He might have the worst character issues in the whole draft. He was not doing media interviews with Tennessee because he has called out his defensive coaching staff, and he's been arrested while driving on a suspended license and speeding. Some scouts say that this is due to the stuff about calling out the coaching staff is due to the locker room and the people in Tennessee. And once he goes pro, then he should be able to clean up this stuff and become professional. I was about to say I was about to get into the speeding stuff right after saying it's because of Tennessee, but this may not also be a great guy. Maybe, I don't know. I've never met this guy, but strictly football, this guy is a baller, and he's going to help the Buccaneers immensely. Yep. Next, pick number 20, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just kidding. We have the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos, if they get Tetairoa McMillan right here, that could be insane. But I think a more likely thing here that's still going to help the offense and going to help the run game and going to just help everything in between is going to go ahead and be Colston Loveland. If I can find them, let me go ahead and get his highlights up here for you to watch. Like I said, I'm literally right now, I'm just looking for this guy. I probably passed him. It keeps like going in and out. Anyways, he is the first consensus in every mock I have looked at for the Broncos, and Sean Payne discussed adding a, quote, joker offensive position this offseason, which is essentially someone who can be the middle of the field weapon as tight end or wide receiver or running back. That's exactly what Colston Loveland's going to do. He would be the best person in the Big Ten if it wasn't for Tyler Warren, who is on Penn State. And there we go, I drafted him. But he is going to be a solid pairing with Bo Nix. And he didn't participate in the combine to a surgery on his AC joint and his shoulder. But he's great. And I think he's going to be great things in Denver, going to help out Courtland Sutton with not being the main guy, going to help out Marvin Mims and Yeah, I love this addition for the Broncos. And next, now we freaking have the Steelers. And I think they're going to go ahead and get a cornerback here. Let's go ahead and find him. It's going to be Rashawn Revel. And Siobhan Revel is, he's playing against ODU. Anyways, yeah, I watched him live. I was at this game that's playing on the screen. And he's insane. As you can see, these are literally just clips from um, against ODU, and he is so good, especially when he's playing against like teams like ODU because he's in a better conference than ODU. Anyways, he didn't work out at the combine, but he did tear his ACL this season. This is week 2 of the 2024 season. He ended up tearing his ACL early in the season, but he's the prototypical cornerback, just under 6'2", 195 pounds, with long arms, big hands. He he would be great for the Steelers to help out on defense. Of course, they got DK Metcalf in a trade, and I probably might have gone wide receiver right here, but since they did get DK, it's now pivoting to a cornerback, which I think is going to be great for the Steelers. Help them out. Hopefully, keep this playoff streak alive. Still, literally clips against ODU. This is freaking insane. We got demolished this game. It was our home opener too. Anyways, Tetaroa McMillan going to the Chargers at pick 22. Um, I wasn't thinking about doing this, and I talked to my pod members. I have a podcast, by the way, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Lad McConkey and Tetaroa McMillan." I was like, Quentin Johnston was okay in the playoffs and towards the latter half of the year, and they're like, no, they still need another guy. So I was like, okay, Tetaroa is gonna go here, and sorry, low battery. um, I mean, Tetero McMillan. He's 6'4", 219 pounds. His pro comp is Drake London. He has great hands. He can win 50-50s with the best of them. He does have issues with press coverage, and people say he wasn't at 100% in 2024, which is a scary sight because, as you can see, he was so good. He has amazing hands, amazing catch radius. I mean, you've seen the viral videos of him catching the ball and like putting it between his legs, like he's doing a between the legs dunk, and then catching the ball with one hand, like literally like no looking, putting his hand out, boom, catch. It's just insane. This guy has amazing hands. He's almost as good as Travis Hunter, and in terms of being a wide receiver, but that just is a testament to how good Travis Hunter is that he is the best cornerback in this draft, and he is also the the best wide receiver in this draft, better than Tetro McMillan, who is obviously strictly only a wide receiver. Um, and yeah, Tetaroa going to the Chargers, helping out Jay Herbo and Lad McConkey, and yeah, that'd be an insane pairing, and I think it could happen. And the Packers are going to be pretty mad because Tetaroa just went, but I'm going to end up having the Packers take Luther Burden here at the 23rd overall pick. Luther Burden is still a phenomenal wide receiver. I just don't think he is as good as Tetaroa McMillan. And let's go ahead and find Luther Burden here. There we go. Out of Missouri. He has his pro comp is compared to Jerry Jeudy and Garrett Wilson with Amon-Ra hands and toughness, which is insane. That's like if you're building your perfect wide receiver. Maybe not Jerry Jeudy, but Jerry Jeudy was a Pro Bowler. Hey, but Amon-Ra hands and toughness is insane. He gets off the snap and has great use of hands and flashes in just the right time when the ball's coming. And his biggest knock is his short routes are slow due to him being a little leggy. And I think I don't know. I think he's just going to be great and hopefully be that solidified wide receiver number 1 for the Packers, which is what was it? Datavion Wicks? No, it was Josh Jacobs said we need a solidified wide receiver 1, and then Datavion Wicks was like, "Bro, what?" on Twitter, like actually like pissed off. It was insane, but anyways, they do need a solidified wide receiver one, no matter what Dontayvion Wicks thinks. And Luther Burden comes in and is going to be that for the Packers. Next, pick 24 of the NFL draft. The Minnesota Vikings select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan. Kenneth Grant is an insane human being. He is I was about to say 600 pounds. He is 340 pounds, and he has long arms and has great strength, and he can split double teams. And I think the Vikings could be taking him here because they use some defensive tackle help with Jonathan Bullard and Jerry Tillery scheduled to hit free agency. And they did beef up their defense and the free agency, but I think you can always use a rookie at any position, especially when you get guys in free agency. That's going to be worth a lot of money, and it's going to be older and may not be able to live out their contract at a high level. And then you go ahead and cut them, and then you have Kenneth Grant come in, and then boom, amazing. And he did run hot and cold in college, but I think I didn't play it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't play the highlights. But playing on Michigan, I mean, you play against the best comp in the nation, and they did have a down year. They lost a lot of talent, but Kenneth Grant was still great, and obviously because he's going to be a first-round pick, and I think Kenneth Grant to the Vikings here, help out that defense, help J.J. McCarthy get the ball back in better position, and I think that is the pick here at 24. Next, we have the Texans, and they're picking a D2 guy. They're taking Gray Zabel here. He is an offensive tackle guard combo, and he is going to come to this team where CJ Stroud needs help. I mean, they traded away offensive lineman for CJ Gardner Johnson, and I think this is a very clear move. I mean, Gray Zabel is 6'6", and he is going to come and go ahead and just draft good players. That's what the Texans need to do. Don't force anything. I mean, literally, if you're like drafting offensive linemen, it's kind of like getting socks for Christmas. It's not flashy. It's not something you ask for. It's just something you need. And you're like, okay, there we go. And that's going to help the run game, help the pass game. I mean, I think offensive lineman, getting Gray Zabel here, he can be inside, he can go outside, help just wherever needed. And I think this is a great pick here in the latter half of the first round for the Texans. And next, we have the Rams, and I have the Rams go ahead and getting the guy I thought the Falcons should have drafted about a month and a half ago, and Malachi Starks. As you can see, he's 6'1", 197 pounds. He's one of the most pro-ready players in this draft. I love him so much. He's a 3-year starter with Georgia, and he has a lot of high-leverage games on his resume, and he has the athleticism to eliminate contested catches and the speed and ball skills to shine when the play action travels deep. Bro, I hate mock draft based database simulator. Freaking stupid. It's like you get 20 picks in. It's like, oh my goodness, I cannot handle all this. Like what? Like, bro, you're literally a mock. It lets you go to 7 rounds. I think you can see it right here. Select the number of rounds you'll be drafting. 7 rounds. I don't think am I gonna be able to finish this video? I don't know. But anyways, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Malachi Starks. But yeah, like I was saying, Malachi Starks is very, very good. I really wanted the Falcons to draft him in my last mock draft until we got Jordan Fuller and we might get Jalen Ramsey. But Malachi Starks, he's just insane. He's a future starter as a movable back-end piece whose consistency will determine his floor and his ceiling. He is best playing over the top of the defense to limit explosive plays, which with the combination of his football IQ, route recognition, and high ball end skills, he's going to excel there. And I think safety suits the Rams very well, and I think this is a great pick for LA. Next, we have Josh Conerly going to the Baltimore Ravens. And okay, there's an whoa. Oh, great. Josh Connerly. How do I put this? Josh Connerly is one of the best tackles in the draft, and here he's going to be the Ronnie Stanley replacement, and he is only 6'4". That's his biggest knock, but he was playing on Oregon, obviously, as you can see here, playing against pro level edge rushers, and he did very good this past season, which is why he's a first round tackle, and coming in here to the Ravens to help Lamar and help Derrick Henry, and be that replacement to Ronnie Stanley, who left for the Chiefs. I think this is going to be great for them, and there's not much to say besides good pickup for them. And as you can see, I changed to PFF. I probably should have done this the whole time because freaking stupid freaking mock draft simulator freaking stupid. Next, we have the Detroit Lions. And I have the Lions going ahead and taking Shemar Stewart, edge rusher, Texas A&M. And I do have a lot to say about Shemar Stewart just because I dove deep into him, like very deep into him, about the Falcons potentially taking him. But his combine stats are insane. He ran a 4.58 40-yard dash, a 4.58 40-yard dash. And he has a 40-inch vertical with a broad jump of nearly 11 feet. And he is 6'5", 267 pounds as an edge rusher. This guy's a freak athlete. And you might be like, Ben, why is he not going top 10? Well, it's because he had 1.5 sacks this past season. He had 1.5 sacks his sophomore season, and he had 1.5 sacks his freshman season. Yeah, he has not had great production. He has this past season. He had quite a bit of hurries getting after the quarterback, and he was all SEC third team. And I mean, you can thank Jadeveon Clowney. You can take Danielle Hunter out of the draft. They were both, especially Danielle Hunter, were people that didn't have great production, but their high draft stock was because of how much of a freak athlete they were. And I like him going to the Lions because Za'Darius Smith is 33. And this guy, like I said, he's a project player with his limited production, but that's perfect. He can learn under Za'Darius Smith. And of course, he'll be next to Aiden Hutchinson. And the Lions fans, they did want Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. And here they go. They get a edge rusher in the first round to solidify that defensive line and be the Za'Darius Smith replacement in the future. And next, we have the Commanders. And I have the Commanders going ahead. Let's find this guy taking Derek Harmon. Boop. Derek Harmon, as you can see here, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 pass defended, and 45 tackles at defensive tackle. That's very good. Jonathan Allen might be on the move, and I still like this guy. I really do like this guy at defensive tackle. He stacks blockers and sheds them in time to make plays at the ball. He's quick, strong, and enough to press the B gap and squeeze the A gap when lining over the top, the inside shoulder of the offensive tackle. His arms are long, and he gets his hands into the frame of pass blockers. He mixes the stab to rip and stab to arm over moves, and has upper body strength and enough lateral mobility to get blockers off balance. And that's from NFL.com. And yeah, this guy coming in here helping the defense. I could also see running back here, maybe Amar Hampton, but I think two first round pick running backs would be a little crazy. And I am a half UNC fan, so I'd love to see it, but I'm not going to force the pick. Just get defense. And I mean, look at this guy. Sheesh. All right. 3 more picks left. Here we got an exciting one. We have Emeka Ibuka here going to the Buffalo Bills to be their wide receiver 1 immediately. Khalil Shakir is going to be their wide receiver 2. And they have Josh Palmer for like their deep threat guy. But Ibuka excels at beating zone looks. He squares up and gives the quarterback a big target when settling into underneath windows. The way he flattens out and gets out of the break makes it tough for defensive backs to jump his routes. Ibuka catches the ball in stride and gets north-south. He tracks and adjusts the ball well, runs hard, and breaks tackles with contact balances. And that sounds a lot like Khalil Shakir, except for the breaking tackles part. Khalil Shakir is more of a rack guy, but this guy is Khalil Shakir with the breaking tackles ability. And you can see him going over the top here, catching the long ball. I think he's going to come in here, pair nicely with Khalil Shakir and Josh Palmer. As you can see, this is like a Khalil Shakir type play right there, taking a bubble route to the house right there. And I just really love this. I think the Bills need a, for sure, wide receiver 1. Of course, they got Keon Coleman, but he wasn't the best. I'm sure they're hoping for a bounce-back season from Keon Coleman in his second year, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir, and then now Emeka Ibuka. And, give Josh Allen another weapon. And James Cook might be on the move. He sold his Buffalo house and didn't report to voluntary training camp. So maybe this could also be a running back spot. But as of right now, he is on the team. And we're going to assume he stays on the team. Next, we have Donovan Jackson. He is a tackle guard combo out of Ohio State. Let me go ahead and find him. He's right here. And the Chiefs did lose multiple pieces on their starting O-line. They traded one to the Bears. And like I said, they did get Ronnie Stanley, but I do think they need another guy starting there. And this guy, he can play guard, he can play tackle, he can go wherever the Chiefs need him to go. And I think Donovan Jackson here is very much so the pick here for the Chiefs. He started 30 games at left guard and 9 games at left tackle. He covers up defenders and gets some push in the run game. He's also quick enough to reach linebackers when he climbs to the second level and can get out in full when he pulls. He's tough to shake when he locks in pass protection, and he can easily reset if it doesn't win with his hands initially. I think he's probably better at guard, but he has the ability to compete and be a good depth piece at tackle. And only time will tell what position he'll be in the NFL. And if he's going to tackle, he'll need some more time to perfect his skills. But I think he'll probably be better at guard. And that'll probably be what Andy Reid puts him as. And finally, we have the last pick of the draft. And with this, let me go ahead and find my guy. He is going to be the CJ Gardner-Johnson replacement, Nick Emmanwori. Oh, and it's grading my draft. Woo! Oh, okay. We got ads. I'll just put a pop-up. It's fine. Okay. Nick Emmanwori is one of the 4 players 6'3" or taller who topped 40 inches in vertical jump and ran a sub 4.4 time on the 40-yard dash since 2003. Not this draft, not the past 5 draft, not past 10 draft. Since 2003. He closes quickly and breaks on the ball well. He blows up screens and matches up well with tight ends. He can press. He can run with slot receivers. He recovers well and undercuts routes. He intercepted 4 passes and returned 2 for touchdowns this past year. And he has long arms and frame to break up passes and compete for 50-50 balls. And like I said, he's going to be the CJ Gardner-Johnson replacement more than likely. And last thing to note, my friend and pod member is a very big Eagles fan. And he also wants them to take a safety, but he wants them taking Andrew Mukuba. Let me go ahead and pull up his highlights, and I'll talk about him quickly. He, like it says here, he's a hard-hitting safety, and he plays very fast. He might not have the lateral 40-yard dash speed that Nick, the guy from South Carolina that I'm talking about, does, but he, as you can see here, he is very hard hitting. He plays very fast, and one drawback about him is that he's short. He's 5'11". He has short arms, so he has little room for error with him blazing around the field, making open field tackles. But when he does hit, as you can see here, he knocks balls out. He forces fumbles, and he can even get in position. I think here, yep, gets an interception right there, and he's able to use that speed to get some yards back. And I mean, here, I mean, of course, he played for Texas. He's playing against Georgia. He's playing against NFL comp, which I do love in these drafts. Like I said earlier about Mike Green, he plays for Marshall, so you don't know like how necessarily how good he's going to do against Power Four teams and especially NFL players. Same can go for Genty, but Genty was all right against Penn State. He had a down game for his standards. Um, but I think, like I said, Genty is the exception. I still think he's going to be a baller in the NFL. I'm not as high as Genty as other people. Now here I am talking about Genty. But yeah, but going back to Andrew Mbuka here, I do like that he plays for Texas. He plays very fast. If he can if he can use his speed and hit sticking powers the right way, and just not whiff on a lot of tackles and be such a boomer bust player in the secondary, I think it'd be an amazing replacement for CJ Gardner Johnson. But that's a huge if. And for the reigning Super Bowl champions, I think the safer pick and the better pick is Nick Emmanuri. And yeah, if Andrew Mbuka balls out and is one of the best safeties, shout out Big Red Belly on YouTube. My co-pod member, Andrew. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was my final mock draft. One more thing. I kept saying Jalen Walker for the Falcons pick. It's actually Jalon Walker, and I feel very dumb. I never heard his name said out loud until last night when I was doing a little bit more research. And yeah, I realize that now that it's Jalon Walker, not Jalen Walker, and I'm kind of dumb, but I doubt people that watch the Falcons pick is going to be here. So if they complain, I can just timestamp this and look at you talking smack and not even watching the full video. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know who you want your team to draft. Tell me what I got wrong. Tell me what I got right. But don't do that after the draft starts, because then that's stupid. Waiting until after the draft. Yo, the Raiders actually took Genty, bro. How did you not have the Raiders taking Genty, bro? Oh my goodness. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy these Andrew Mbuka highlights because I'm just rambling here. But yep, goodbye.